What is happening, Magnus? So, was it last year, 2 years ago, whatever? Whenever the George Floyd stuff happened, people were asking me to listen to Candace Owens on, you know, what she thought about it and give my take. And that was a really popular video. And I think I may have listened to her. I don't know if I did any other videos where she gave her take, but since several of you are requesting that I take a look at what she thought of the whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing, I will take a look at it. Let's check this out, and I will give you my opinion. All right, let's get it.
Hello and
Daily
welcome.
Wire.
Today I feel like we have no choice but to discuss the slap heard around the world. Okay, nobody watches the Oscars anymore, but over the weekend, all of that changed when millions of people worldwide began circulating a clip of actor Will Smith jumping on stage to slap the comedian host, Chris Rock, across the face for making a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. The joke was something to the effect that her new low haircut looked like she was looking to be cast in a G.I. Jane sequel. A pretty lighthearted joke by any metric, but, unbeknownst to Chris Rock and also to me, and I'm sure millions of other viewers around the world who are used to seeing Jada with a low haircut, Jada is apparently suffering from a condition known as alopecia, which contributes to balding. Now, here's what's odd about the clip.
Now, that's true. I didn't know. I think Scarlo may have known, but I didn't know. So I just thought he was making a G.I. Jane joke, and that was it. So Chris has come out and said that he didn't know, or people are saying that Chris Rock said that he didn't know. So there you have it there. So let's see what the weird part about it is. Or at least as she says it is.
When Chris Rock first makes the joke, Will laughs, meaning that he takes the joke as it was intended, lightly.
And when I first saw his laugh, I had said something about, maybe it was a nervous laugh, that type of thing. I wish we had visual on those few moments from where she made that face to when he decided to get out of his chair and come up there, because I want to know what that exchange was. I want to know how she looked at him. I want to know if any other actors, performers were there, what their account was. Because there were people that absolutely saw that interaction. I know they did. I would like to know exactly how it went, because I think it might have little small details and nuances that'll let us know exactly kind of why he walked up there. But what everyone assumes is that she shot daggers at him, like, seriously? And he was just, and went up there. All right, I'll defend you. Bang!
But then he looks over and he sees that his wife does not find the joke funny, and he immediately goes from an amused attendee to a thug-life husband defending the honor of his wife's hair. So he hops on stage and rather dramatically slaps Chris across the face.
I think that's very interesting that she said thug life, considering that, everyone says she was in love with Tupac. I've never seen any of her interviews about Tupac, so I guess I've seen something where she was saying she loved him as a friend, I think. I don't know if they had a relationship or not. You guys know more about that than I do, because I don't really follow it like that. But if they did have a relationship like that, then it's just, I think that was interesting words that she chose, considering didn't he have that tattooed on his gut, on his stomach? So anyway.
Then he returns to his seat and he screams, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth!" Much to the horror of attendees who were all at once realizing that no, this isn't a joke.
Candace got thug with
not kidding around. The internet was understandably outraged by the act of violence, and making things more awkward, Will Smith subsequently won his first Oscar for his performance in the film King Richard. Now, in the aftermath, there have been calls to have the Oscar award rescinded, regarding which the Academy has not yet made an official decision. There have also, of course, been countless internet jokes and memes made at his and Chris Rock's expense. Jesse Waters of Fox News probably said it best when he offered that this is the first time we have seen the media actually cover black-on-black crime. But through all of these jokes and the rampant commentary that's being offered, there is a conversation that is being neglected, a truer assessment of what we observed on that Oscars stage. For the first time, we saw the real Will Smith. Not a Fresh Prince, not a survivor of a zombie apocalypse in I Am Legend, not a crime-fighting cop in the movie Bad Boys or the Hancock superhero, but the real Will Smith.
Well, now, let me stop there before she continues on this. We don't know. You know, sometimes an umbrella, the term the real you, can be used kind of like an umbrella. So, because he stormed up there, thug lifestyle, then that makes Will a thug. I don't know if that's what she's saying yet, because I haven't finished this. But what I am saying is, what you could have just seen is a person having an emotional break. What you could have seen is a person that showed a thug side of them. Because the majority, or just an angry side, Will Smith has been a part of our lives for a very long time. Started rapping, in the 80s? Acting in the 90s? And on throughout, and, or late 80s and 90s, whatever, So, his public persona, which we saw all the time, was a nice guy for the most part. And when he slapped that reporter, I mean, I know people would argue that, hey, that guy was sexually assaulting him by trying to kiss him like that. And he defended himself. I'm not going to get into that. So, I can't sit here and say that that's the real Will Smith. I'm not going to sit there and say that, because people have different aspects to their personality. And what we saw was a real emotional moment, but I won't use an umbrella term and say that Will Smith is a thug. Now let's see what she has to say about it.
An incredibly broken man and the residual product of a directionless society that is filled with them. The kind of society that produces men that look to their more domineering wives with their tails planted firmly between their legs for instruction on what and who they ought to be in every room.
Well, now she's going in this direction. I've seen a lot of people saying that. A lot of people were saying basically, look, she emasculated him in different ways over the years, and this is an acting out, saying that she runs him, stuff like that. I've definitely seen that take several times. It appears to be where she's going with it. There are a lot of men like that. I've seen it. I was in the sales business for a long time, and I did in-home sales for a security company, and they always tell you the woman makes, I think it's 70% of or 80% of financial decisions. And I saw several times where these men appeared to be very alpha, and I would go over certain things and pricing with them, and when their wives got home, they cowered with their tails between their legs. I'm not saying that this is this man. All I'm saying is what she's talking about is real. It is definitely real, and I saw it happen several times. Some dudes are the toughest man in the world to everybody else. As soon as they women get involved, they punks. So, like I said, I'm not calling him a punk. I'm not saying all that about him. All I'm saying is what she's talking about is real. So, You know, I would like to see those several moments in between, and I want to see his face and her face and what communication happened there before he walked up, so I can make my final verdict on what he did. What he did was wrong, but I want to know the specifics.
The truth is that off the big screen, Will Smith has been spiritually annihilated by his wife. Don't forget, it was Jada Pinkett Smith who openly shared with the world how she cheated on her husband, remember? And with who? Her son's friend. Yeah, Jada carried out an extramarital affair with a young man who was at first friends with her son.
A lot of people are saying it's her fault. A lot of people are saying it ain't Chris's fault. It ain't Will's fault. It's her fault. I have definitely seen that argument. And that's not an argument that I've talked about a lot, because I usually see the whole 50-50 of is Will's fault versus it's Chris' fault. But I've been watching a lot. I've been watching and reading a lot, and a lot of people do blame her.
Then she dragged her puppy dog husband out onto the world stage and told the public, while making him sit through it, listen to it, and agree that she had the right to do what she did. Don't believe me? Take a look yourself.
During that time, launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good.
I feel like that husband, like, I'm with you at the press conference. And that husband, now I gotta be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions.
Well,
like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
Well, you know, I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all.
The takeaway from this interview was that they together represented some newer, more progressive form of what it means to be in a marriage, which is to say, not being in a real marriage at all. Will Smith today is someone who should be pitied, not prosecuted in a courtroom or even persecuted in the public eye, but pitied by every person who has the clarity to see how our society, as sponsored by the perversion of these Hollywood types, is falling apart.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I believe that she's very much spot on with a lot of this in her thinking. I wouldn't really argue very much with this because just several people, you know, what's interesting, I see valid points in several arguments of it's Jada's fault, it's Will's fault, it's Chris's fault, it's all three of them's fault. I've seen very valid arguments. I'm personally not pointing the finger because I don't enjoy pointing the finger. It's just, you know, I'd rather point the finger on lighter subjects like hashtag restore the Snyderverse. You know what I mean? Warner Brothers, hashtag I'm pointing the finger, restore the Snyderverse. That's lighter. That's lighter, you know. More serious stuff like this, people got serious problems going on in their lives, and I wish the best for them, and I want them. I wish that they would get that all rectified. But she's making some valid points. You got what I'm saying?
Will Smith is what Jordan Peterson cautions against. He's nothing more than a casualty in the great war against masculinity. G.I. Jane, by the way, for those of you who haven't seen the 1997 movie, tells the story of a woman being integrated into the all-male space of the United States military. It is the inspired tale of the loss of one woman's femininity to meet the grueling physical demands of the more masculine environment that she finds herself in. And so, though perhaps not the punchline that Chris Rock had intended.
I tell you this, I saw that movie, and let me tell you, I'm not joking. If after this, they actually want to do a G.I. Jane 2 and put Jada in it, I would watch it. I swear to God, I would watch it and go see it. I'm not joking. I actually like G.I. Jane. I only saw it once, never watched it again. And it's vivid in my mind of them going into trash cans and eating. I was like, what? I remember that. I'm going to watch it again. I think Jada looks good with the bald head. or the low cut or whatever. I think she could pull it off. I think she's a good actress. I really do. I think she's really good, you know, and I think she could pull it off. But I don't know what's going to happen from now on, because this whole incident has tarnished things. So we shall see how things unfold in the future.
I have to agree that yes, Jada Pinkett would be the perfect individual to play that role in the remake.
Oh shit.
And not because of her hair, obviously,
Uh-oh.
but because of her success in stripping her husband of any trace understanding of what it means to be a real man. And let me tell you, Will, isn't slapping a man across the face because your wife tells you to. I'm sorry to say that real manhood is not won on a stage at the Oscars with a meaningless trophy.
Oh, man.
Rather, real manhood begins and ends in your own household. It starts with the first step of being able to accurately identify what a good man, what a good woman, and what a good, meaningful relationship even is. And with that, we wish you luck, Will, on your real-life pursuit of happiness.
She did a good job. She did a really good job. I can't lie. She did a really good job. So, like I said, there's different perspectives, and with her perspective, she was very good. She killed that. She, you know, I ain't gonna argue with her. So, yeah, there you go. I gave my 2 cents, while she gave her 2 cents on it. You guys requested it. I gave it. After this, I'm gonna do a try not to laugh to bring back some more comedy to the channel. See, I know I've been covering this, but one of the first rules of business is to give the people what they want. And many of you have been asking me for a lot of these videos. So I'm giving them to you. The whole world is focused on Will Smith and Chris Rock and Jada right now. So I'm giving that to y'all. So post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. And if you enjoyed my reaction to Miss Owens, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share.